Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prastaya Te Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Guru Dev Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Guru Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gauranga Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaura Vrinda Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasudeva Gaura Vrinda Gopala Govinda Rama Madana Mohana 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 Rama, Madana Mohana. Mohana, Gopala Govinda Rama, Madana Mohana. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Harbol Namaste. Namaom Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa iti namine. Namo Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa namine Gora Karuna Swarupaya Radha Krishna Prasate. Bhaja Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrindam. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Harbol Namaste. Good morning everyone. Today we will continue our study program. The first subject that we have discussed is about the bona fide spiritual master, and when one comes in contact with the representative of the Supreme Person, his confidential friend, our Gurudev, he gives us this guidance. So the seed of bhakti that is planted in our heart will grow and will become stronger, and the body becomes sturdy, and after constant practice and watering and taking care of that plant, it becomes bigger and bigger, and then it bears the fruit. So I'll read here activities that will hinder us, will put a stop or stunt our progress towards doing what is pleasing to the Supreme Person, what will make it that we're not very close with the heart of our Gurudev, the desire of our Gurudev, and Lord Krishna. And these activities are enumerated here. Text 2, the Nectar of Instruction. One's devotional service is spoiled when he becomes too entangled in the following 6 activities: eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required, over-endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain, talking unnecessarily about mundane subject matters. Number 4, practicing the scriptural rules and regulation only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulation of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically, associating with worldly-minded persons who are not interested in Krishna consciousness, and being greedy for mundane achievements. Let's discuss first and this first guidance. Eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than is required. If we put it in a nutshell, the reason a person eats more than what is required to take care of his health, his body, is connected with how one identifies himself. So when a person, the spirit soul, us, identifies ourselves as this body, then we tend to find fulfillment through fulfilling the urge of the tongue, this taste. But deeper than that, a person eats unnecessarily because he or she tries to fulfill or satiate or wants to experience fullness. But when an individual is wrongly identifying himself as the body, he will try to find fulfillment, to satiate this emptiness by eating unnecessarily, by consuming material energy in the form of food. But because the individual, the person, is different from matter, he is never satisfied because he tries to fulfill his inner craving for happiness in the material dimension, which is a different energy from him. I am not this body, I am not the tongue, and I try to fulfill this longing for love, for fullness, for fulfillment by eating unnecessarily. It is rooted in lust, and the driving force that drives a living entity to be in illusion, in wrongness, to fulfill his longing for fulfillment in the material dimension, a different energy from him, will never succeed. collecting more funds than is required. Never a person who is in illusion will be calm and sober, not to endeavor to gather more material things in the form of money, in the form of land, in the form of houses, in the form of cars, over endeavoring for unnecessary things and collecting more funds than is required. Our time in His body is very short. So if we are driven by lust and energy that is more powerful than us, because we are driven in that direction to accumulate more material things, collecting more things, it takes so much time and energy. So if you look around, you don't need to look far because everybody is doing that in the material world. But everybody is confused, everybody is disturbed. So we will discuss now a story that happened when Lord Krishna was in this planet, performing, enjoying His pastimes, trying to invite us of a world that is full of happiness. And that world, to be able to enter that world, we must know and understand the science of love. It is a relationship with the Supreme Person. Just like here in this world, when we are relating to someone, you're loving someone like a mother who loves his son or daughter. She's willing to undergo work, sacrifice, austerities. So the child, the daughter, the son is in a good state. And even though she works so hard, undergoing all this sacrifice, simply by seeing the son, the daughters in a good situation, she feels happiness, seeing that their well-being is being taken care of. So when my spiritual master, Jagad Guru Siddhaswarup, gave an example of someone who is in a state of complete protection, not touched by this world, this temporary world. Because if we go technically on an absolute technical aspect about our identity, we can discuss it later about an energy that is more powerful than matter, an energy that is marginal, us, in the middle, material energy and the Supreme Person, the cause of all causes. And being an individual, we can make a choice to either use or engage in activities that is pleasing to the Supreme Person, or do our own will and try to be Lord, false Lord, dominate material nature. So the story is like this. Lord Krishna, during that time, his friend Sudama Brahmana, they studied in the ashram of their Gurudev. Then after studying, learning different skills, spiritual principles, their spiritual master was so happy. He's so happy with the progress of his students, and he blessed them. So Sudama Brahmana, being in a state of simplicity, he lived a life of simplicity and fully understands that everything that will come to him is already determined. So he doesn't need to endeavor. He just carries on his spiritual activities. His body is very frail because he is not eating sumptuously. The wife, seeing the husband so frail and the wife so frail, the body is so weak, he asks and begged her husband, Sudama Brahmana, to visit Lord Krishna, to ask for something, being a friend. But Sudama Brahmana is hesitant. But after a while, he agreed. So he went to see Lord Krishna. And when Lord Krishna saw him, he's so happy. So my point is this. Our Gurudev, who is a resident of the spiritual world, of Vrindavan, who is the ambassador of God, gives us an opportunity to enter that word of love. So Lord Krishna, when he saw his friend, he's so happy. He embraced him. And even the goddess of fortune, everybody there, they were surprised and amazed. How come Lord Krishna is embracing this poor Brahmana? And they're wondering how fortunate he is. And when Lord Krishna gave him a seat and they discussed about their pastimes when they're in Gurukula with their spiritual master, Sudama Brahmana did not even speak about the intent of his wife to ask something from Lord Krishna. Simply being with Lord Krishna, he doesn't need anything anymore. Simply by the association of Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna, relating to his friend, asked him, is there something that you're bringing to me? He's feeling humble in his heart. How can I give this cheap rice which my wife gathered from our neighbors to offer to Lord Krishna? He's feeling in his heart, it's not fit to offer to Lord Krishna. Lord Krishna, knowing everything, knowing his heart, his mind, because it's a relationship of love, he snatched that small parcel that the Brahmana is trying to hide, feeling it's not fitted for the Lord. And when Lord Krishna was able to get that pouch and open it, he saw this rice, cheap rice, and he's so happy. The Supreme Person is the cause of all causes. But he's so happy that his friend is relating to him in humbleness, loving him, caring for him. And he reciprocates. When we are given the opportunity by our Gurudev, by Srila Prabhupada, given to us Krishna, the holy names, we should follow his instructions. Then the beginning is that when one follows his instruction, the Supreme Person becomes pleased. So in our endeavor to be with God, it's not anymore about a relation to be saved. It's not anymore a relation to feel this relief from the suffering of this world. We enter a different world, a world of selflessness, not selfishness. Unnecessary things. We've been discussing so many topics about the reality of this world. And it's so repulsive. We feel aghast. We feel like we want to puke, to vomit. But when one is in illusion, under the influence of a force that drives him to do things that he does not want, by force, how to get out of that situation is to follow the science wherein we can take care of the seed of bhakti that is planted in the heart by our spiritual master, because we will have a total recall, not by our mind, by the descending method that comes to us, God revealing himself to us. Just like when we come in contact with his dear representative, he is revealing himself to us. Our spiritual master, who is a resident of that world, this transcendental world of loving service, the world that Sudama Brahmana and Lord Krsna are relating with one another. He wants us to enter that world. So when we are fixed, we are resolute, determined, we become brave. We are not fearful anymore to engage in austerity and sacrifice to enter the world of pleasing someone we love. Love is inseparable from us. We always want to direct experience being loved. But the ultimate goal, perfection, is what Sudama Brahmana and Lord Krsna are engaging in. And our Gurudev gives us an eternal example of how we can also enter that world. So when a person chants the holy names, he becomes purified from this misgiving of false bodily identification. He becomes free. He becomes intelligent. That no matter how he tries to take shelter of this material world, try to fulfill this longing and emptiness through the senses, it will not really give him real happiness. What will give the living entity as real happiness? This is the transcendental meditation upon remembering and hearing the chanting of the holy names, and in the chanting of the holy names, the Maha Mantra. It's Krsna. Everything that we would want to understand and learn is in the holy names. And through the mercy, the compassion and love of someone who is the like of Sudama Brahmana, who is completely loving and serving Krishna, who is a friend of Lord Krishna, our spiritual master, he teaches us how we can embrace the friendship of Lord Krishna. And Lord Krishna teaches us how we can embrace him by following the teachings of someone, the guidance of someone who is in that world, who's loving him. And that is our Gurudev, Jagad Guru Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. So, collecting more funds than unnecessarily. If you look closely, everybody's doing that. I've seen individuals who have good karma put in a situation wherein they can gather or amass great wealth. They put their time gathering so much. It begins with someone who is a multi-billionaire. He belongs to the, around the world, that there's a magazine belonging to one of the 1,000 Fortune magazine, one of the 1,000 richest, just one, of one of the richest. And they have these statistics. Who's the richest? And he is number 500. But now, his body is frail with disease. He doesn't stand vertically. He's just lying parallel, cannot move. And the time that is allotted for the human form, he misuses it. And now, he's in anxiety. So this anxiety that everybody is experiencing, we should take note of it. That when we come in contact with the representative of God, he gives us this advice. Don't put your mind on earthly things. Just like I was brought up in a Christian environment. The advice is don't set your mind on earthly things. So, it's connected with this. So what we should do now is to meditate upon that humbleness, upon that devotion of someone who's loving Lord Krishna, Sudama Brahmana, being narrated by our Gurudev. Because that is the meditation that is trying very hard to bring us. But we must make the move. He cannot walk for us. It is us who will take the walk to make the choice. So, he clearly explains us where real happiness lies and what we see as happiness and shelter in this world is not real shelter. By giving all this, not really wholesome example of someone who is so much immersed in trying to get protection from this temporary world. Here in our province, I used to go to the dump site. And in that dump site, I see individuals who try to gather so many garbage that they can sell. If you go there, it's like a turf war. This garbage belongs to this person, this heap of pile belongs to this person, and when the truck comes, the garbage truck comes in, oh, no, this garbage belongs to us. So this world is a big dump site. So we must not be garbage collector. Some garbage collector, they can get, like in our place, a small dump site. They have this wealth, the garbage that they were able to collect, the metal, the bottles, the cartons, the plastics to recycle. And they feel, wow, I have this much wealth. They put their time there, morning to evening. They even camp there. So we've been camping in this big dump site for so long. And then when time comes, someone who have gathered so much garbage in this material world, time to leave, brother. No. Time to leave. To whom the bells toll. Tong, 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 tong. Then you leave. This body and all the garbage you have collected, that we have wasted our time. So our spiritual master guides us to enter that world of transcendence. There's an energy. That energy is being described here. But we can only appreciate it by meditating upon someone who is in that world. Sudama Brahmana, Lord Krishna, that affection and love of Lord Krishna towards his devotee, and the affection of Sudama Brahmana towards Lord Krishna, that friendship, that eternal friendship, is what our Gurudev wanted us to enter in meditation. So when one comes in contact with the bona fide spiritual master, the confidential friend of Lord Krishna, we're guided by this world, this taste, not this garbage, because he gives us wisdom. Just like in our previous study, we listen from authorities. A less intelligent will try to experience. But you look closely, be intelligent. All those people who tried to gather so much garbage, they're gone already. That even in ancient times, where are those great warriors and conquerors? Alexander the Great tried to conquer the world. In the end, while trying to conquer the world, he just passed away. All the emperors during the dynasties in China, the Ming dynasty, the Song dynasty, where are they? And you know what? Those who are trying to gather, control, they don't want to leave their body because they're not understanding they're not the body, and they go around look for immortality, so their bodies will be immortal, but in the end they're just in the history books of someone who failed. So if we want to succeed, follow our Gurudev, enter the world of Sudama Brahmana and Lord Krishna. Meditate upon the transcendental word of loving devotion. That when we are in this state, we feel in our heart this humbleness. For so long, I've been lost. I want to have a total recall of what I should be in. I should get out of this garbage dump. It stinks here. But unfortunately, I'm so small. But Don't fear, because Krishna will fix us. Yes, He is our eternal friend. He is our friend who comes with us, who is with us eternally, who has this unconditional love. So when the Vaishnava tells us, by the mercy, by the love of Lord Krishna, you meet the devotee who explains to you, explains to us to enter that world of devotion, a world where one will become brave to undergo the sacrifice, the austerity, to become resolute, determined, and focused, to taste that loving service, that sweetness of serving God. One becomes selfless, but he is in the right direction in this transcendental breeze of shelter that is not touched by this garbage dump. And his heart is satiated. He experienced fulfillment. And when he sees Lord Krishna, Krishna's gone. But he does not feel Krishna's gone, I'm gonna do other things. No, he begins to long for more. Krishna, the Supreme Person, he is out of his view, but in his heart, he longs for it. He longs for that taste, what is sweet. Because the relationship is real, not sentimental, not lust. What is lust? When the spiritual master comes, everybody's chanting, Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. I want to serve, I want to serve, I want to serve. I want to experience this bliss. Wow, I am hyped by seeing you, you know. Then the spiritual master leaves from our eyes. What will we do? Let's do other things. Why don't we play billiard? Why don't we sing songs of those songs that were composed by those dead people? We are easily diverted. So that relationship is lost. When we are really following the process by this guidance, that love becomes strong, that even though we are physically, spiritually thinking, my spiritual master is very far, but that love that we are trying to cultivate becomes stronger, and it's always connected with the heart and the love of Lord Krishna and the spiritual master towards us. Just like exemplified by Lord Chaitanya. When Lord Chaitanya came, he's feeling separation from Lord Krishna, and our spiritual master, to his guidance, gives us this understanding. And then we feel in our heart, I'm not qualified. I have negated. I have actually turned my back upon the Lord. But my spiritual master is telling me, he loves you. You can go back to him. His love is unconditional. So the devotee feels, I'm not qualified. Just like Sudama, Brahmana, he feels, what can I offer to the Supreme Person? But he wanted to be with him, to see his friend. So the more we chant, the more we become purified, the more we enter that world of loving devotion, a different energy from this material energy under the influence of the modes of material nature. So the sign that a person is making progress, he sees with the vision, which is spiritual intelligence. He's not attracted by this world. But he also is not feeling repulsed, because he sees now and understands everything belongs to the Supreme Person. Whatever he sees, whatever he looks at, he knows it belongs to God, my friend. So while in this world, he's actually in meditation, in remembrance of his dear loved one. So we will have this discussion more when we meet again, I think this Monday. So thank you very much for listening, because it gives me also an opportunity to remember, even though little, of what our Gurudev is trying to give us. Our spiritual master is trying to help us. It gives me remembrance. Thank you very much for taking part. Haribol, let's chant together. Tara done? Haribol, namaste. Let's chant for a short while before we part. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastayam Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Bhaja Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shrimati Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gauranga. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa. Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa, Jaya Jaya Siddhaswarupananda Paramahamsa.